What's happening, champions? Got a great question here today. What do you do to motivate yourself when you're just about to give up? Here's my answer. First of all, personally, I just don't give up, and nor should you. Look, the easiest thing in the world is to give up and quit. And there's a reason most people end up doing it. Because once you've been going for a while, whatever project you're committed to, whatever goal you're trying to reach, it becomes very, very difficult. It becomes very, very challenging. But that is exactly what keeps the scruff out. And when I say scruff, I mean people who don't really want it, people who don't really deserve it. I mean, the challenges themselves are designed to make you stronger, to make you a better person, to make you have to dig deeper, to pull out the best in you, to keep on going through them. And a lot of people have this association that pain means stop. I used to think like this. Anytime something got difficult, I would quit, I would bounce, I would be out. But that is not optimal living. That is not the best thing that you could be doing for yourself. In fact, there is no such thing as failure other than when you do quit. Look, if you wanted to give up, you probably should have done that a long time ago. Think about what you've invested. Think about how far you've already come. Secondly, I'd like to ask you, why did you start in the first place? Find it, refuel. Actually connect back to that initial starting point. Why were you doing this? Why did you set out in the first place? You gotta understand that if you're quitting, you're gonna give up on that as well. You're losing everything. You have to understand what comes with this. And one question that I love to ask myself is, what would happen if I wasn't successful? If I didn't do what I was supposed to do? If I didn't achieve my goals and if I didn't live up to my standards? I can tell you that for me, I would simply be miserable and it would not be okay at all. So I'm not gonna do that. I'm just not gonna quit because I know how bad it would be if I did give up. See, a lot of people, they just stop and they don't project into the future. They don't realize what this decision is doing to their life. And that's the third thing. Quitting is a nasty, nasty habit that can ruin your life. People start something and then they give up. And this leads to nothing beyond average results. That's all you're gonna get. So quit quitting and don't be a quitter. Why? Because it'll make your life less than it potentially could be. And why would you ever want that? That bit of pain, that bit of struggle, that bit of resistance will make you such a better person. And remember that right when it's at its worst, when it's the hardest, when there's the most amount of pain, that's right before you're about to strike gold. And you have to remind yourself of that. I know we don't like to think about this when the bad times come, but it's true. After bad comes good. It's always like that in life. So when you're most struggling and it's the most challenging, the biggest challenge is actually just to stick on through. Because afterwards, you will be rewarded. And see, here's the thing. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to keep going. I know that for me, I used to completely over-dramatize the situation, saying that it's like this all or nothing and my life depends on this. Like I just can't take it anymore and I have to quit now or I'm gonna die and explode and my head is just going crazy with thoughts and I can't help myself. But you have to calm down. Just keep on moving forward. You don't have to sprint, you don't have to fly. Sometimes you just have to crawl, and sometimes that is exactly what you need. It might just be enough. Remember that anything worth having has to be earned and deserved properly, thoroughly. And it requires a process. It requires hard work as the pay. And if you're not willing to put that in, don't go into it in the first place. If you've already invested, go all the way, finish it, and don't be a quitter. I hope that you enjoyed this one. Give it a thumbs up if you did. I'll see you champions on the next one, and subscribe so that you don't quit watching these videos. I'm here every week to help you out. This is huge. If you can develop daily habits, you will have the self-discipline to do almost anything. I remember back to the days when I used to procrastinate all day long. I left everything for last minute. I was that kind of student. I remember it very well because it always got me in trouble and I always struggled to